Hi lovelies! So I'm here to make a video to help you with your pre-point exercise to strengthen those feet to get ready to go into your point shoes. You'll need a couple things. First, if you have massage tools like this little spiky ball or anything else, you guys have seen this, me having it. Before you do any of your exercises, you're going to want to roll out your feet and roll out your muscles. That way, you're loosening up any tension that was previously there from school or dance previously. That way, your muscles can start fresh. You want to break up your muscle fibers a little bit, okay? And then we'll do strengthening, and then we'll roll them out again, okay? So, those we'll put back and we'll get back to them later. Then you're going to need your TheraBands. Maybe if you have different resistance, this one's a pretty tough resistance. It's a black band. Or you can go with a lighter band, the green or the red. Even the blue is good. I wouldn't recommend going higher than blue for right now, but you can really articulate through your feet and strengthen them with a good amount of repetitions. Then lastly, what you're going to need is a tennis ball. If you don't have a massage tool, this is a great one to get and invest in. Super inexpensive, and we'll use this for multiple things. So first things first, let's roll out our calves and our feet to get ready for our strengthening exercises. So roll out your arches just a little bit, release some tension. I got this tool from, I think, TJ Maxx or Marshalls. It was like $6, not too expensive. But again, you don't have to buy this. I'm just massaging my arches. Do this for minimally 30 seconds on each foot. And you can alternate going back and forth. And if you have a spot that's tight, you can just stay there for a couple seconds and take some inhales and exhales. Good. And if you have a spiky ball, you can use that too. These hurt a little bit, so you can use your tennis ball as well. It's nice. I need something a little more tough, but this is good to poke all your muscles in your feet. And you want to go from all the way from your toes all the way to your heel. Good. So once you did your feet, you can do your calves. Roll them out a little bit because they get tight. Same thing, 30 seconds to a minute should be good. Again, you can use your tennis ball, and you do the same thing. Just gently roll your leg, your calf muscles along the tennis ball. If you have a tight spot, let it rest there for a couple seconds as you inhale and exhale until it loosens up. You can tell my calves are really tight because it looks like my ankle's already fully pointed. It should look like this. Rolling out's really, really good for your muscles. And switch. Point work takes a lot of calf strength and foot strength and core strength. Good. Once you finish that, grab your TheraBand, whatever resistance you like best. You're going to take your TheraBand, make sure it's stretched out all the way. You're going to put it right around your toes and the ball of your foot, just like this. You don't want your toes to be popping out because it's not going to be as effective. So wrap it just enough to cover the full ball of your foot, okay? Then you're going to put your legs straight out in front of you. You want this knee completely straight, and you can have this leg up or just to the side. And you're going to hold this, and you're going to keep your arms nice and tight to your side as you're sitting up, nice and tall. And then you're going to go all the way through your foot, point it, and flex. Continue that. Point and flex. Really articulate through your feet like you're doing a tendu. And flex. This is 4. And flex. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Good. Once you finish that, just point the arch of your foot. So you're just stretching this part. And let your toes go. Like you're pressing a brake pedal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Now, stretch your ankle all the way, and we're going to do just the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold that. Your feet should be getting really warm, and you can feel right above your Achilles starting to burn. Then you can do them a little quicker, just the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And stretch it out. It's always good to stretch your feet a little bit and your calves in between because your muscles are going to get tired. You're strengthening and stretching at the same time. That's how you're going to build muscle strength, but you're also going to maintain your flexibility. Good. After you stretch that, we're going to bring your foot up to a bend, just 90 degrees. And you're going to point through your foot, and you're going to point and curl your toes up. Press the pedal down, curl the toes up. Do this 8 times. Good. Now we're going to reverse it for 8 times. So you're going to curl the toes, and you're going to scoop it up like you're at the beach, and you're going to scoop sand up with the top of your foot. Good. Good. Yes. Curl the toes. And you want to do this for 8 times. Once you've finished it, you're going to stick your foot right out in front of you. Take your TheraBand and hold it right to the opposite side, the one that your hand is going to be in. Then you want to take that opposite foot and push it forward so that you have a nice straight taut line right over here, and you're holding onto your TheraBand with one hand. Whoa. Be careful not to snap it just like I did. So you want to hold it towards the end so that you can still sit straight up, okay? Now, we're going to take our foot and we're going to move it to the side. And you want to keep your hip nice and still, so if you want to hold it, you can. And we're just going to go out, 2, like you're waving high, And you're going to do that 8 times. Then do the same thing but with it pointed. So it's going to be minimal movement. We're going to do a winging action just to strengthen your peroneals. So it's going to be really minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to stay in this good alignment position more than you do in that winged position. You just want to go quickly in to go back out. Quickly in to go back out and hold it, okay? So you do that 8 times. Now we're going to switch. So put the same hand holding the TheraBand that is wrapped around the foot, and you're going to bring it and hold it to the outside. Then you're going to take your opposite foot, cross it over your leg, and we're going to pull the TheraBand in the opposite direction. We're going to do the same thing. It's going to work a different set of your muscles in your lower leg. So wave high. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and finish. Same thing with the pointed foot. Remember, you don't want to stay in this wing in your sickled position for very long. Good. Once you finish that, lift it up. We're going to do a couple circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your foot should be burning. Your ankles should be nice and warm. That's a good thing. Because we're going to take the TheraBand like this. Keep it there. We're going to wrap it. So take your left hand, wrap it on top of your foot. Then you're going to take your right side, wrap it on top. Then you have a crisscross on the top of your foot, just like this. Do it again. Wrap it around. Take this time, when you wrap the left side, you're going to take it over your toes like this. Again, so I wrapped it underneath, after the crisscross, underneath your arch, over top of your toes. There, you repeat with the other side, underneath of your arch, over top of your toes. Then you have your rest of your TheraBand over your toes, and you're going to pull it towards your heel. You're going to pull it towards your heel like this. That way, you can stretch your leg out right in front of you. You don't need an expensive foot stretcher to do this. It'll stretch the top of your arch, but only do it when it's warm. And when you're stretching, it's going to hurt a little bit, but as long as it's not painful, that's okay. It's natural for a stretch to feel the stretch. So just rub your ankle, the top of it, to keep it nice and warm. Remember, you don't want to sickle in this position because your foot will build muscle memory to back. And then when you go up on point, you're the perfect candidate to sprain your ankle. So, when my foot's like this, you see how it's in a straight line? Don't do that. Scary. No. If you're doing this in the mirror and you see your heel, that's not good. Straighten it out. You want a nice straight line. And you can physically hold onto your foot, stretch your hamstring as you're stretching your arch. Hold this for minimally 1 minute if you can. Okay? Remember, just keep it nice and warm. Then you just unwrap it. Shake it out without the TheraBand. Rub your foot, and then we'll repeat everything on the left side, okay? I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to do it a little faster, okay? So we can just do it all together. Just normal rolling through. Brake pedal. Just the toes. Keep squeezing this thigh nice and straight. Keep your knee straight. For 8. Then hold it. And now let's do it a little faster. Good. Stretch it out. Now bring your leg up, and we're going to crunch it, scoop it in. Do that for 8. Reverse, crunch, and scoop. Now, remember, cross it, put it into your other hand, take the opposite foot, push it forward. We're going to go outwards, like you're waving. Do the same thing with the pointed foot. Now flex, transfer into your same hand, cross the leg over, same exact thing. Good. Now we're just going to do some circles. Eight in each direction. All right, now that we're warm, we're going to do our crisscross stretch. So, make sure it's flat across your foot. Take the right side, cross it on the top of your arch. Then you're going to take your left side, cross it over. So inside, then outside. Then do the same thing, but cross it underneath and over the toes. Again, underneath the arch and over the toes. Doesn't have to be perfectly flat when you go over your toes. That's okay. But you want to have it so that this entire top part of your phalangeal joints, all the way up through your metatarsals, are covered, so they're into the stretch. You're going to hold it at your heel, pull it a little bit, then with a straight leg, straight arch, you're pointing your foot, you're over top, rub your arch. Make sure that you're not sickling, no sickle. Ow, that really hurts. Don't do it. Nice straight line. I'm in parallel, so you can do this in parallel for 1 minute. Relax a little bit, give yourself a little bit of a break, and if you want, you can do it in turned out as well for a little extra stretch. Also stretches your hamstring in a different way. And relax. Roll your ankle out a little bit. Massage your foot. Good. Another thing that you can do to add a little more resistance and to help strengthen the tops of your feet is in this wrapped position, like how we did, you're going to flex your toes up with this heavy resistance. So, I'll show you with this foot. We have wrap the inside over, wrap the outside over. Continue wrapping underneath and over the toes. Same thing with the other one. Underneath the arches, over the toes. Now I'm fully covered. When we're like this, like how we were holding our hands, lift the toes up and point them. Lift just the toes up, keep this fully stretched and point. Lift them up and point. Lift it up and point. So you can do that 4 to 8 times. Start with 4 and then work yourself up to 8. You can also add in a flexed foot and articulate through your foot to point. This is kind of difficult because there's a lot of resistance around your toes, but you still want to articulate just as beautifully as if you didn't have it, and this is going to really shape your foot beautifully so that you can work it in those hard point shoes. So do this 4 times on each foot. Yes? Again, take it off, shake it out. This is now the perfect time to grab your tennis ball or your spiky ball, whatever massage tool that you have. Roll out the bottom of your arches a little bit. I'm just going to use my tennis ball for now. You work them a lot, so just roll it out. Not much. This next exercise is one of my favorites. We're going to put this tennis ball right in between our middle ankle bones. So we have this nice meaty part right here. It's a little ditch. And this is where we're going to rest our tennis balls and we're going to squeeze it in between our 2 feet. Like that. We want to make sure that our feet are parallel so they're pointing straight in front of you. Do this in front of a mirror. And if you have a chair to hold on to or if you're in a studio and you have a bar, wonderful. You'll be able to watch yourself. You want to make sure your knees are pointing straight into the mirror and that your toes are pointing straight into the mirror. Your feet are spread widely on the floor. Remember I talked about your tripod of balance. You want to have your weight right here, so right in between your big toe and your second toe, right over your second to last toe, and then right here of your heel. So it's what frames your arch. These 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. We don't want to think that our weight is here because then we'll be way too far back on our heels. Right at the tip of your arch. Yes? So 1, 2, and 3. And that's on both feet when we're squeezing the ball. So squeeze those spots for yourself. Put your tennis ball here. Feel your weight equally between both feet. So once you're squeezing here, we're going to do simple releves, nice and slow. You want to releve slowly up to the ball of your feet. Don't drop your ball and slowly lower. You're going to do this a couple times. So rise straight up, squeezing your ball and hold. And then slowly lower. 2 more times. Releve up. And slowly lower. 1 more time. Releve up. And slowly lower. So what this does, it keeps you thinking to squeeze inward, like this, medially towards your body, so that you don't roll out like that while you're in your point shoes. So, do this now in plie. Plie, Nice and straight and straighten. Plie and straighten. Plie and straighten. One more time. Plie and straighten. Great. So now that we did our plies and we did our releves, we're going to incorporate it all together. So you're going to go straight down to your releve up. Nothing moves, nothing funny. Lower the heels. Plie. Go straight up. Lower the heels. Plie. Straight up. Lower the heels. One more time. Plie. Releve. And lower. Now reverse. Up. Plie. This one's a little tricky because you're going to lose your ball probably right here. You want to keep squeezing gently. And up. Plie. And lower. And if your ball falls out, no big deal. Just grab it, put it back, okay? You can even do it with forced arch. Plie, forced arch, straighten your knees, and lower. Again, plie, forced arch, straighten the knees, and lower. Make sure you're holding on to something. Forced arch, straighten. One more time, cores in, plie, forced arch, stretch, and lower. You can reverse it too. Up, forced arch, lower the heels, and straighten. Your ball, just adjust it. Up, forced arch, lower the heels, and straighten. 2 more times. Up, forced arch, lower the heels, and straighten. Up, forced, heels, and straighten. So the goal of this is do the exercise nice and slowly so that you're gaining an awareness and that your body's understanding where proper placement is. So once it understands that, when you get into your point shoes, it'll be second nature. You won't have to work as hard to keep right on top of your box nice and evenly, okay? So those are some exercises that I do to help strengthen my feet and make sure that I'm nice and strong for point shoes, okay? Because it's really, really easy to have bad technique on point, and that leads to injuries in your ankles, your feet, your shins, which stress fractures, and your knees, which goes to your back. It could lead to a lot of problems, but it doesn't have to be scary like that because you're going to be training your body properly. So after you're done all of your exercises, grab your favorite massage tool, whatever it may be. A foam roller is great too. And roll your calves out now. So take time to roll out the muscles that you just worked, especially when they're warm, because that gives your body time to give, a little bit of time to release. It's good to give your body a recoup. And you never want your calves to get super tight because then it could lead to foot issues like plantar fasciitis and tendonitis in your ankles, Achilles tendonitis. So rolling out is very, very important. You can do this while watching TV. I wouldn't recommend doing it during homework because you need to focus on homework and you need to focus on this intensely. But watching TV is a great one, especially if you're just rolling out during a show or you're doing your exercises as you're watching it or during commercials. It's great. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll answer them for you. I hope this is helpful, and I can't wait to see how strong you get so that we can put on point shoes. Thanks, babes.